Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the first interview of our new collection. We take you behind the scenes on projects that we support and where we invest. Today we are talking to David Pedrini from Flashloanscom. Flashloans will add some extra rocket fuel to the DeFi ecosystem that we already know. For those of you who think the DeFi hype is over, you are horribly wrong. It hasn't even started yet. Especially with the options to add large liquidities to different transactions, this may well be to lead to a breakthrough. We won't keep you in suspense any longer and let David explain exactly what he is currently building.
Cool. Yeah, thanks, Robert. So yeah, I'm David Pedrini. I'm a DApp builder from London in the UK, and we're here to talk about our latest product, Flashloans.com, which is a handy tool for people to navigate flash loans.
Yeah, and handy tools. We saw earlier handy tools by your hand, like multi-sender, for example. Tell us about it.
Yeah, sure.
Why did you create that kind of apps?
Yeah, there's definitely a theme between the products which we've created so far in the market. So essentially, we built our first app in response to an issue people were having with sending multiple transactions to people at the same time.
Yeah.
So in fact, to go back a bit, so my introduction to crypto was 2015 through mining. I was reading a cool tech magazine, found Bitcoin mining and just thought, this is incredible. You can buy a machine which will effectively print cryptocurrencies, and fell down the rabbit hole big time from there. So in 2017, we were getting approached by lots of different projects just with questions about how to navigate crypto. And one of the questions which came up a lot was, we're looking to do an airdrop, or we've just done a token sale and we need to bulk send lots of tokens. How do we do it? You want to know how to send tokens to a single address. But yeah, we've got a CSV here with 10,000 addresses to send to, and we're not sure how to go from there. So we built a tool called multisend.org, which effectively allows people to just upload a CSV file with all the data on, and then with a couple of clicks, the system will scan all of the addresses for any duplicates and errors. Then it will bulk send 200 addresses per transaction. So yeah, if you've got 2,000, you can just bulk it into 10 transactions and away you go. So I can do a quick screen share actually and show you what the multisend project looks like. Just jump on there. So yeah, this is a quick idea of the UI. And we've done some cool things. So when you select token, it will actually scan the wallet which is connected to the platform, and it will list all of the tokens in there. And then you can simply insert the data manually or upload a CSV or text file and then send from there.
I know how handy this is, with we working with airdrops ourselves and also with distributions from tokens. And like when I discovered this, it was like saved me like hours.
Yeah, we've
really
spoken
awesome.
to lots of people that used to do it manually. Yeah, they'd sit there with a list of a few thousand addresses, and a few hours later, and probably fatigue on on your clicking finger.
Yes, I know all about it.
Nice.
So this is like really a handy the app, but the space is so young. So even like a multi-sender is so much needed. But then we saw you working on flash loans, and flash loans. I immediately understood the ID. Oh, just a minute. Okay. Flash loans is like a whole different type of game, because now you're going to interact with transactions as well, but then in a different kind of way. So please tell us about a short summary, and then we go deeper on it later. What is the ID behind flash loans?
Yeah, no, that sounds cool. So yeah, we see the industry change a lot since multi-send was launched, and one of the big changes has been people adapting to the fees which have come with Ethereum. So yeah, we went on to build Binance Sender in response to that as well, and also Tron Sender, which was the next. We were super fortunate actually. We managed to win one of the prizes in the Tron 2021 global DeFi hackathon, which was
Yeah,
cool.
yeah, cool. Very cool.
Now, when we were kind of researching, I mean, we're super big fans of DeFi. We think DeFi is prepping up for another big wave in crypto, and it's just going to be a huge finance solution for lots of different people. So we were researching DeFi, and one of the topics we found, which was just mind-blowing to be honest, was flash loans. And in fact, actually, I can literally walk you through kind of the moment where Flashloans was born. So we're huge fans of Aave. Really love the team. Let's jump on here. So yeah, so we were researching Flashloans, which, if you look at Aave's website, is just at the bottom on the footer. And they give an incredible introduction, which is Flashloans are the first uncollateralized loan option in DeFi, designed for developers. They allow you to borrow instantly and easily, no collateral needed, provided the liquidity is returned to the pool within one transaction block. So when we first discovered Flashloans, we were just like, wow, this is incredible.
Yeah.
The ability to be able to participate in the crypto space without collateral, with this, I'm not going to say unlimited because it is capped, but you can borrow millions with zero collateral and then create actions and tasks with that.
I remember when this feature came, because we saw all screenshots everywhere from the community, from guys who made like huge flash loan block trades, and you saw like really a combination of different types of transactions which resulted in an outcome in like one block. So we felt this was happening, but yeah, please go on, because it's really interesting. This.
Awesome. Yeah, no, it's cool. It was an interesting process, because as we researched flash loans further, the first thing we wanted to do was to kind of get our hands on it, start playing with flash loans, put some trades together and see how we got on. But there is a massive barrier to entry currently, which is that you do require Solidity programming capability, good development skill set to be able to build and execute a flash loan. And our initial thought was, there's obviously traders in the crypto space, developers in the crypto space, and some people that do both, but they are two very different hats to wear.
Yeah.
And this feature would be incredible for traders and people who participate in DeFi. So we set to task on seeing how we could open up access to flash loans for everybody. So the only kind of requirements you have is the ability to connect with a Web3 wallet, a basic understanding of crypto, and then you're good to go. So that's how it all came about. So that led us on to creating the platform Flashloanscom. And kind of the headline summary is that Flashloans.com is a tool for building and executing flash loan trades without a developer or Solidity programming experience.
Yeah, and that's key here.
Yeah, because I think flash loans, because of the huge barrier to entry, is kind of a super new toy for crypto that lots of the community either aren't aware of yet, or if they are aware, haven't had the kind of tooling to be able to utilize it and benefit from it.
Exactly.
So yeah, so the use cases are absolutely huge. The first one that springs to mind is kind of the arbitrage opportunities. So like you mentioned earlier, if you have the same asset on two different exchanges, you are able to use third-party liquidity through Flashloans.com to purchase asset A on one exchange, sell on asset B on another, and as long as you can repay the liquidity back within one block, the transaction will go through, and then you will retain any difference between those two figures.
Yeah, that's a pretty handy trick there as well, because how does the app recognize if it's a profitable trade and that he can be repaid?
So I mean, this tooling has all been possible because of the Ethereum network and just because of how decentralized finance works, essentially. So when the trade's put together, effectively, it happens in one block, because if the liquidity can't be repaid in full, the transaction will effectively be reversed. So it's just the best security mechanism, because you have access to funds, and if for any reason you can't repay that within the transaction which you're building, then the transaction gets reversed and no harm, no foul. Effectively, the liquidity is returned to the liquidity provider, which in this case would be Aave, and you can just move on from there. And that means that they can make the access to this liquidity super easy. So because there is that kind of zero loss mechanics in lending this liquidity, which is if you can't repay it in full within the same block, it's reversed, they can make access to it phenomenal. So when you come onto the Flashloans site, you can connect your Web3 wallet, select a liquidity source, which would be Aave, type in 200,000 US, and that's it. That's kind of how difficult it would be to have a $200,000 US loan for that single block. Yeah,
it's pretty awesome to hear, because if I'm thinking about taking a 200K loan, I'm seeing like a bunch of paperwork inside and multiple calls with the bank, and now it's just
for retail finance, that would be a seriously long-winded process. And even in the traditional DeFi kind of space as well, I mean, trying to take the collateral from your existing crypto, you still have to put 80% of that value down. Or sorry, you can only borrow 80% of the value which you've already got. So traditional kind of DeFi borrowing is great if you have capital and you wish to draw funds against it whilst retaining the appreciation of that asset. But obviously, if you're starting from zero, this is great, because not having capital or liquidity, that issue is removed with this. It does give you some constraints, like obviously you can only use that with decentralized products, but as you've seen, more and more of our industry is becoming decentralized now, DeFi ready, and there's such a good ecosystem being built around it that it's just nice for people to plug into that.
Absolutely. So you mentioned it already. The liquidity provider you are going to use is Aave, right?
Yeah, so we've actually received an ecosystem grant from Aave about 1.5 years ago now.
Really cool.
So they're really early supporters of Flashloans, and their feedback and kind of reasoning behind supporting us was that they do have lots of questions from their community about how to access Flashloans, and it's a product which has been requested. So that was really good.
And like you said, if you want to use it on their platform or their way, it's like only for developers reachable, and now you are making it reachable for like literally everyone. It's really awesome, because we have like a big traders community in DeFi, especially on the Ethereum ecosystem, and now you give them a really, really powerful tool. Extra.
Yeah, it's going to be great. We think as well, we've probably only uncovered maybe 10% of the use cases for Flashloans as well. It's really interesting, because so another really amazing power of Flashloans as well is for existing DeFi users. So for example, if you've got an existing DeFi loan, so let's say you've got 10,000 USDT, and that's pulled off from your Bitcoin reserves, generally you'll be able to borrow about 80% of the asset value. And of course, if unfortunately Bitcoin was to drop, or Ethereum was to drop by 20%, you run the risk of being liquidated. So your asset will be removed and the debt will be cancelled effectively. So you'll lose that 20%. But there's also a lot of fees associated with that as well. So I think with trading, with anything, it's just not great to be liquidated, right? We all know it's quite an expensive process. So Flashloans gives you the ability to self-liquidate your position as well. So for example, if you had a collateral position which was at 81 or 82%, you might think my risk factor is super high now, that if it drops another 2%, we could have a liquidation fee of 5%, 10%. It just varies hugely across different platforms. And you can do that with a flash loan fee of 0.02%. And effectively what you're doing is you're taking a flash loan to repay the loan that you borrowed, then you're repaying that flash loan with your asset, and then you receive back the difference. So yeah, you can now self-liquidate DeFi positions through the power of Flash loans, which is super cool.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So now to use your products, we have to wait because the platform will be live on a later stage this quarter. But
yeah,
we
correct.
can prepare, right? How can we prepare?
We're just starting to become public now, which is really good. So we've been working on Flashloans.com for the last year and a half. Started with securing the domain, the branding. The current status of the project is we're in prototype phase in the back end. So you can see on the website just a very basic UI of how the kind of process will work when you're building a Flash loan, which is cool, and the different DeFi providers which you can integrate with as well.
Yeah, the UI is already really cool. I like dark.
Yeah, we love dark mode as well. It's really cool. It's definitely going to evolve, so it'll be much more polished when we launch as well. But we just wanted to give people a brief understanding of what it's going to look like. And then in terms of the platform, so we're looking to launch on the 1st of December. And the platform will be launching with 3 integrations. So you'll be able to, for example, borrow liquidity from Aave, purchase an asset from Uniswap, and then sell on SushiSwap.
So oh my god, really amazing to this.
Yeah, and then we've got we've got some really good relationships now with the different DeFi products out there. And then the process going forwards is we're going to be integrating one at a time, having some big kind of announcements around those integrations and just growing the product from there. It's definitely going to be a long-term project. We're here for the long term, and our goal is that when people seek to use Flash loans and use them to benefit their DeFi strategy, that we hope to be the go-to platform for that.
Absolutely, I don't see the point why you shouldn't be. You know, it's so useful and easy at the same time now. It's unbelievable, in my opinion. No, but that's only my opinion. Yeah, so the protocol of the platform is coming December 1, but there is already to use the platform you need your own token. That's right. And before we go to the platform earlier, that token is going to have a vital role in how to use the platform and how you can use the platform. So please guide us through the token part of the platform.
Yeah, pleasure. Cool. So the token, which is going to underpin lots of the features on the platform, is called Flash token. We've built this on Ethereum as the initial network which we're launching with. So we have had some really good feedback from people saying, why Ethereum with the current fees? And obviously we've seen lots of other projects have been hugely popular on other networks because of this. And the answer is for Flash loans, especially, Ethereum has still got the best Flash loan infrastructure by far from all the different networks. And it's been a big project for sure to get to this point. So yeah, a year and a half ago when we started building, obviously it was a lot different as well in terms of which networks were the priority. So we're going to be launching on Ethereum, and then we're also going to be integrating new networks in the future as well. So yeah, it's coming, guys, is the short answer for that one.
Yeah, well, like 1.5 years ago, the fees were not that tremendous high like now, you know? So that explains a lot as well. But like you said, it still is the best platform to build your token on because the most DeFi abilities are there, the most volumes are there, the most security is there.
Yeah,
so absolutely. Yeah, understandable.
Yeah, 100%. And then in terms of the token's usability, so it's kind of a double-edged sword, the product we're building. The first half is obviously providing a tool which allows you to build a Flash loan back trade and execute it on the platform. But the second is actually being able to research those opportunities. And to have use cases for Flash loans, even if you just had a completely blank canvas, you can find opportunities in the industry using the Flashloans.com platform. So these are very early images. They're going to look a lot more detailed once they're launched, but we're going to have an analytics section of the website, which will effectively allow people to find opportunities with the data which we provide.
Yeah.
So the data which we offer will be purely for DeFi. So here, for example, you could pick 3 different DeFi platforms. And then you can also pick the 2 assets which you want to view in differences between. So here, for example, we've got USDC and DAI. And what the dials are telling us is the opportunity in terms of what the price of this asset is on Uniswap, Uniswap V3, 1inch, and also the difference between USDC as well. So it's really cool because it means you can come to the platform and research, and then if you find something cool, then you can literally act on it on the same website.
My first thought was with Flashloans.com, you made people already lazy, but with those indicators, they are not going to move anywhere more, because now you can see an overview of, live overview of different DEXs with current standings. You make them more lazy than they already are.
Convenience is definitely definitely what we're aiming for. So
so basically, you can use the token to upgrade your account to see these features, or how is that going to work?
Yeah, so it's basically going to be done as a membership access level is how it's going to work.
Mm-hmm.
So one thing that was important for us was that we wanted to remove barriers to entry as opposed to create them. So anybody can jump on flashloans.com and create a flash loan trade. There's no cost. The only fee is a percentage of any profits which you make from the flash loan trade, or whatever comes back to you as the user will be charged as a percentage. So the next step of this is we're also going to have different membership levels to the platform as well. And those memberships are going to be unlocked depending on how many Flash tokens are being staked.
Cool.
So it's effectively going to be an access. So if you're a regular user of Flash Loans, all these tools would have big benefits to you, then it's completely worth you kind of staking a higher amount so that you can get more back from the platform as well.
Yeah, understandable. Okay, and do you know already numbers for how many Flash tokens are needed for this tire and that tire, so on?
So that has not been launched yet. No, that's going to be launched with the IDO. So any week away in November. The reason for the delay as well is we're just refining now what features we're going to be launching with and when the new features are going to come. Mm-hmm. So when we give people that information, it was important for us to show how many tokens you need to stake, but also what features that's going to unlock and when as well. So so about 2 weeks away for that.
Okay. Yeah, you're currently in the IDO phase, and now I see you have got pretty awesome advisors on board. What can you tell about them and their role in the whole Flashloans idea?
Yeah, we've been really fortunate actually. We've got some really nice partners which we've been working with. So the project was initially incubated with DuckDAO. And the guys at DuckDAO are just amazing about helping us navigate the IDO and the fundraising sectors as well.
I know them for a few years already, and they are just in the community, though, the DuckDAO community. It's like just one big bunch of energy with experienced crypto users as well. Yeah, accepting incubating your ID, it's really awesome. So soon, so far. Yes, and they are advising you as well, right?
Correct. Yeah, so I couldn't agree more with that statement. That's exactly what we've received from the guys at DuckDAO. Yeah, it's been really cool. They've been they're acting as advisors for us as well. So they've helped us navigate the token raising side of things, and they've also put us in touch with some really good, like yourselves, Robert. I think there's an introduction from DuckDAO.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's been a really good journey with yourselves and your community, and the same with influencers, exchanges in the industry. But what we got on top of that, which was amazing for us, we weren't anticipating, was also relationships with existing partners as well. So people that can integrate onto the platform. We're having some really good talks at the moment with Unilend about integrating them onto the Flashloans platform.
Awesome.
So yeah, it's been a really positive experience for sure.
Absolutely. I'm just being more and more amazed if I hear you talk about a few seconds of, oh yeah, we're just going to work with Unilend, and I'm like, whoa. I think it's really awesome, you know.
It's been we've been super. It's been a real compliment for us as well, I think, to have some really nice interest from established people. So yeah, it's been really cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then we've got lots of kind of private round investors which are also acting as strategic partners as well. So for example, we've got Kangaroo Capital, yourself at Shatter Crypto, OIG Group, True PNL, which is one of the launch pads which is going to be launching from, along with SparkPoint and the IBC Group. So yeah, it's been really, really cool.
Yeah, you've got a lot of support. Can you tell us, can we expect something special in the upcoming days? You just can share it with me. Nobody else is watching this channel anyway, so just a sneak peek.
All I can say is that the pulse of the Flashloans.com project is going to increase dramatically. In the coming weeks, November and December, it's going to be much more energy, much more active. And we've got two goals really. One is obviously to onboard new users to the platform, but the second, which is important for us, is to educate crypto users about Flash loans, what benefits they can bring to their crypto strategies, and how they can enact on that on our platform. So we're going to be putting out lots of content, lots of media content like we're doing today, lots of articles on the DeFi space, how Flash loans works with that, and just trying to help people understand it a bit better really. The annoying thing before was if you found Flash loans and you wanted to play with this new toy, you had this big barrier to entry. So hopefully now we can share the messaging for it, and then
really awesome, because not only with all the support, but the product is so complete. So now it's just indeed not encouraging, but just teaching people how to use this tool. And we will definitely come back at you when the platform goes live, so we can try it ourselves. And really, I'm really looking forward to it myself personally. I can't wait. Thank you very much for this introduction to Flashloans. And let's keep in touch, because in 1 month or so I'll come back to you for the platform itself.
That'd be great, Robert. And thanks again for all of your energy and support. And it's been a real pleasure working with you so far as well.